is enough, and it's time for a change!
Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up! Yes! 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 That's 13-14!
Cena, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.
Welcome all to this very special podcast, ladies and gentlemen, recorded for the Wrestling Matters podcast, which will take place this coming Monday, June 13th. My name is Anthony Walker. This is the NXT Takeover the End review. That's right. And I'm doing this for the podcast, like I said, June 13th. How are we all doing? Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys enjoyed NXT as well. It was actually very good indeed, as it always is. It's NXT. So, without further ado, guys, we'll get right into it. First of all, be sure to check out everybody. Be sure to check out the Wrestling Matters channel as well for reviews coming up and various other stuff as well. WWE 2K16 content will be coming to the channel as well. It is on YouTube, youtube.com/AJW Wrestling Matters. Be sure to check that out as well. Also, check out the Swerve Talk Network as well. Daddy Dangerously and Craig Phoenix run the Max Wrestling Podcast, Offshoot Radio with my boy James Belmont, Mr. Too Sweet indeed. Also, check out Kenny and the Sunday Segway, and also the one and only Evan McCabe. Thank God there's only one, because trust me, it'll be a handful if we had two. But he is over as fuck, and he's very entertaining. If you haven't checked them all out, all the links will be in the description below on YouTube and SoundCloud, wherever you be listening to this. So, without further ado, guys, it was NXT The End. This is the review. I saw it, I managed to see it, and yeah, it was only on the network, and it was very, very good. Tye Dillinger lost his match to a new guy you're gonna see more of NXT, so there was nothing new, basically. It was just a fill-in match, quite frankly. The four main matches were the women's title, the tag titles, Aries and Nakamura, and the cage, which we'll get to right now. So there was nothing really new. It was just like kind of like what Kevin Owens got when he made his debut, like a push kind of match, squash match, if you will. That's the word I was looking for, squash match. So, let's get into the four main matches that made something. American Alpha versus The Revival for the NXT Tag Team titles. Now, these two teams went at it. These two teams absolutely tore the house down, just like I said they would. And you know what? From what I've seen on NXT, on this NXT takeover, this may be a debatable point, because many people may have thought that Aries and Nakamura stole the show, but from what I saw, I think the tag title stole the show. The tag team match stole the show. Hard-hitting offense, great psychology, tag team psychology in the match as well, back and forth, using that 5 count to their advantage. Hard-hitting stuff, great tag team wrestling, and these two stole the show, and Revival are now the new 2-time NXT Tag Team Champions, and the very first team to be 2-time NXT Tag Team Champions. I never thought they'd win, but they did it. The American Alpha, unfortunately, in a great effort, lost the match, and the Revival are now the NXT Tag Team Champions. Who's going to be next in line? Will Gable and Jordan get their tag team match? Will they their rematch? I don't know. Because after the match, two big monsters, and I mean monsters, guys, attacked Gable and Jordan. For what reason, I do not know. And we're wondering who was behind it all. Out comes Paul Ellering. Now, if you don't know who Paul Ellering is, look him up. But he is the old World Warriors' manager. The manager of the World Warriors, Legion of Doom. Hulk and Animal. He brought them to prominence back in the 80s, maybe 70s, early 80s, and 90s as well. So Paul Ellering is in NXT, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that situation. And then it went on to the match that I was very much looking forward to, Nakamura and Aries. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved this match. Was it better than Nakamura Zayn? No. This was a great match. It was an awesome match. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it wasn't a bad match, because it wasn't. But it wasn't as better, or wasn't as good as I thought it would be than Zayn and Nakamura. But these two went at it. Great wrestling in the match. Back and forth stuff. They took risks at each other. Hard-hitting style as well. With being the king of strong style himself, Nakamura. Unbelievable stuff in the match. And Nakamura got the victory. What cost Aries the match, in my opinion, was the dive he did, because he did a dive through the bottom rope the first time and almost broke the guardrail with Nakamura's body. He went for it again, and Nakamura moved out the way and whacked his chin right on the guardrail and basically knocked him out. One mistake led to Nakamura getting the victory, and Nakamura wins in what was no doubt an awesome match. So I'm guessing by all this then, it is going to be Nakamura getting a title shot at some point, a shot at the NXT Championship. So we're going to see him win the NXT title, and I'll give you it now. Samoa Joe won the match. I'll get to the match itself. I'll review the match later on. Samoa Joe won the match, so I'm guessing it's going to be Joe versus Nakamura at some point for the title, because William Regal made this match, and he made the match to see who gets first shot at the NXT champion, or who gets a shot at the NXT title. And Joe's the champion, so I'm guessing it's going to be Joe versus Nakamura. It's going to be interesting, no matter what, man. It's going to be very, very interesting. But, like I said, Nakamura wins a hard-fought match now. To a predictable kind of match for me, because Asuka did defeat Nia Jax for the NXT title, retain a title. And just like I said, Nia Jax would be dominant. It was a different Nia Jax to what Bayley fought in NXT, in London rather, for the NXT title when she was the champion. But it was, like I said, Nia Jax gets the dominant, and Asuka looks for that way to win, and she found it. Nia Jax proves the dominance. Nia Jax makes a mistake. Boom. Asuka capitalizes. Lures her into that trap, and she falls for it. And Asuka gets that title. Retains the title. What's next for her? Probably another match with Bayley, I'm guessing. I don't know what's next for Nia Jax, but she's got a long way to go again. But like I said, more dominant the match. It was a very good women's match, but it was a predictable match for me because, like I say, Nia Jax shows her dominance, and Asuka, being the champion, finds the way to win. Just like I said she would. But like I said, I think Asuka will have to defend the title against Bayley next, so that's going to be around the corner as well. So that should be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Little side note, guys, if you haven't seen Breaking Ground Reload, go and find it. Go and watch it. Watch it wherever you can. If you're on the network, go and watch it. I highly recommend it. I watched it after I watched NXT. Very, very interesting. As it always is, Breaking Ground as always is, and I look forward to seeing another series, should another series come out. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, to end this little NXT Takeover the End review, we've got the main event itself. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe in a cage. NXT history being made, ladies and gentlemen. NXT history being made, the very first cage match in the brand's history. And what a cage match it was. Hard-hitting stuff, as you would probably expect from two of the top guys in NXT. But as I predicted, Samoa Joe came out victorious because it was Finn Balor's basically going away match, quite frankly. When he will go up to the main roster, we don't know. But that was his big farewell match. He'd do business with Samoa Joe, and then he goes up to the main roster kind of thing. Kind of what Kevin Owens did for him in NXT Brooklyn last year, quite frankly. But a very hard-hitting match, a very hard-hitting main event. Lots of kicks and chops. It took them halfway through the match to really get going, because they were feeling each other out quite a lot for the first portion of the match, and then halfway through to the second portion, they just started wailing away and throwing bombs and chops and kicks at each other and everything, and really pushing it. And it took a muscle buster from the top rope to drop by Samoa Joe on Finn Balor to win the match. Unbelievable cage match, not bad for a very first cage match. A little disappointed with the time they had. They only had about, say, 10 minutes of the match, to be honest. Very little disappointed in that, quite frankly. But all in all, a good way to end the match at Samoa Joe, a good way to end the match and a good way to end the show in a good main event. Plus, Samoa Joe looks like he's going to be facing Nakamura next, considering where that match was taking place. Well, the direction of that match went. But there's a lot of guys got it for Samoa Joe. I hope Samoa Joe is allowed to have a long title run with this and be the Samoa Joe he used to be when he was in Ring of Honor. He had a 2-year run as Ring of Honor World Champion. Give him something like that. Let him be Samoa Joe. Don't give him any gimmicks or anything. Although I have heard a lot of rumors about the guys when he goes up to the main roster for the future. But, let him be the badass Samoa Joe everybody knows he can be. Once you've got that, you're fine. But Finn Balor will be heading for the main roster now. Hopefully he'll be joining the club, because that's where he'll probably ought to be, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But it looks like very much now that Finn Balor is heading for the main roster. All in all, guys, 5-star show all around. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But as we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that's NXT for you. You get enjoyment out of a wrestling show with NXT than you'll do on the main rosters. Hopefully that will change though. But with that being said, guys, that is the end of this little review podcast about NXT. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you listen to this on YouTube, like, share, and if you're new around there at the YouTube channel, AJW Wrestling Matters, please subscribe. There's going to be plenty more of this as well. I've got some new things in the pipeline as well, and new and improved Raw reviews each and every week. I don't know where it's going to be started yet. I have to get my camera sorted out. I'm not using any webcams anymore or any of that stuff. You're going to get good quality Raw reviews from this point on. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but you will do it. So, because I've just got myself a new camera, a new camcorder, so hopefully I'll be trying that baby out. And you're going to get like a new environment as well, hopefully. So, all that is being worked on. If you're going to get reviews, you might get them this way from this point on until then. But I hope you guys enjoy them nonetheless. And if you listen to this on SoundCloud as well, hope you guys enjoy it on SoundCloud. Don't forget soundcloud.com/wrestling_matters_podcast for where you can hear all the episodes of the Wrestling Matters podcast, plus the odd podcast here and there. Also check out the Andrew Lockhart interview that I've done. I've also uploaded that. And without further ado, guys, my name is Anthony Walker. Check out everybody on the Swerve Talk Network, like I said at the beginning of the podcast. And until next time, peace out.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up! Yes! 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 That's 13-14!
Cena, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.